AIO for wanting to reconnect with my son after I spent years being a cold and distant father. I'm 58 years old and my son is 32. We barely have a relationship, and I know that's my fault. I was a father who didn't show love or tenderness. To explain how I ended up this way, I need to share my own story. I was born in the late 1960s and grew up in a home without love. My parents were alcoholics who beat me. When it rained, they would throw me outside, even if I was already bruised and bleeding, calling me disobedient. I wasn't naturally rebellious, but I took the beatings because I wanted to protect my younger siblings. If I got hurt, maybe they wouldn't have to. Even as kids, they understood this. They stayed quiet and followed the rules, while I became the one who got in trouble. I've always hated confrontation, but I grew up believing I had to stand between pain and the people I cared about. I did well in school, with good grades and high test scores, but I was bullied, not just for being good at math and science, but also because of my race. There was a lot of racism against black kids, Indians, and Asians, and I was caught in the middle of it. One bright spot was meeting my future wife. She was Chinese, smart, athletic, and respected. What drew me to her was how unique she was, loud, direct, and charmingly awkward. She was always herself. She noticed me struggling to talk to her in class and invited me over after school. I went, since anything was better than being at home. On the way to her house, she asked me all sorts of unusual questions, like what my favorite smell was or who I liked. Her curiosity was refreshing. When I walked into her house, it felt like a different world. Art, incense, a shoe rack, and a mother who gave me a gentle hug. I froze because I had never been hugged like that before. Her daughter was embarrassed and pulled me to her room, which was neat and tidy, unlike her outgoing personality. She sat close to me and started working on calculus. Eventually, she leaned in to look at my notes and suddenly asked, "Do you like me?" I froze and wanted to run, but I nodded, and she hugged me tightly. I cried and told her everything, the pain, the beatings, the fear. She just held me tighter. I couldn't breathe, but for once, that felt okay. We graduated in 1984. She got into our dream college, but I didn't. I lied and told her my acceptance letter hadn't arrived. She saw through it and, in a dramatic way, pretended she was moving away, only to show up at my campus weeks later. She walked up to me and said, "If you lie like that again, I'll leave you. I know you got rejected. Man up next time." I knew I wanted to be with her. I worked 3 part-time jobs to buy her a ring. Her parents were kind and didn't mind that I was Indian. We married young, in 1986, in a Chinese ceremony. My parents didn't come, and I didn't invite them. My siblings snuck out to attend. After college, she became an engineer, and I went to medical school to become a psychiatrist. When she was 24, she was diagnosed with cancer and started chemotherapy. I shut down and buried myself in my studies, unable to cope. I saw her hair fall out, but I wasn't there for her. My siblings cared for her more than I did. When I asked her if our marriage was over, she said, "I don't know. Don't talk to me." I wanted to give up, but instead, I took her out one night hoping for a fresh start. She didn't want to go, but I convinced her. She drank too much, laughed loudly, and for a moment, her anger disappeared. That night led to an unplanned pregnancy. We hadn't planned on having kids. There was too much pressure and loss, but it felt like it was meant to be. Then, during childbirth, I lost her. She died, and I was left with a son and a promise. Her last words were, "Take care of him," but I didn't. I never hit my son, but I never hugged him either. I didn't let him play pretend or use his imagination. He reminded me too much of her, and I wanted to push that part of her away. I paid for his hobbies, bought the right birthday gifts, and taught him math and science, but I never praised him. I put his report cards, medals, and certificates in a box and never told him he did a good job. Other parents would tell me how lucky I was to have a son like him, and I would say, "He raised himself." I believed it. He tried hard to earn my respect, but I was cold and silent. I never clapped at his games or went to his graduations. Eventually, he stopped trying, and I felt relieved, thinking maybe he would finally live for himself. He became an engineer, just like his mother, fiery, kind, and always busy. When he was 23, he got a girl pregnant. I could have told him I was proud, but instead I yelled at him and said he was living in sin. He snapped and said, "Dad, I would have followed God if he gave you a heart. You have no soul. Don't ever talk to me again. You'll never see your grandchild." And he meant it. 9 years went by. I saw my son in passing, at stores, crosswalks, and the park, with a little boy by his side, his son, my grandson. They looked just like me and my son once did, but now the coldness was reversed. My grandson was quiet and distant, and my son was trying hard to connect with him. It broke my heart. My siblings cut me off too. They went to my son's wedding, but I wasn't invited. They told me I had become the father I once protected them from, and they were right. Now I know I can help others through therapy and advice, but I destroyed my own family. The boy I see now, my grandson, might end up in the same emotional prison I put my son in. I want to stop this. I want to change. I want to talk to my son, hug my grandson, and make things right. I want to break the cycle, but I don't know how. I just don't want to die as the man who failed the two people who mattered most. Am I just making excuses, or is this just who I am?